when we talk about just growing up as a girl and from a back in your life, in your mind?
I think probably first and foremost would have been when my dad left us. That was a life-changing event, of course, for us. But I think what molded me the most about that was not him leaving. It was how my mother handled that situation and how she pulled herself up by the bootstraps. And I know there had to be days that she was just completely broken. But she never showed that to us. She worked night shift. And I'm sure she didn't enjoy the job that my mother was a very quiet, little person. She worked at the jail. They were so good to her, though. Sheriff Bill Osborne hired her back at that time. And
Lord, I forgot about him.
Yeah, he did. He hired her. Actually, my dad worked for him. And when he found out what, was going on with my dad, he actually let my dad go. And he went to my mom and said, I know that you're going to need a job to help take care of those kids. And I've got an opening for you. And I can see the Lord's hand in that because she retired from that job 30 years later as the captain of that facility. That's beautiful. And, the Lord allowed, and she's, got a good pension now. And the Lord just took care of her through that whole entire thing. And I'm sure there were days that weren't easy. But that showed me what you do in life. You don't let things like that just get you down and you just lay in a bed and wait to die. You have things to do. There's things to do in the world. There's things that the Lord has for you to do. And you just go and you do them. And I think that really molded me a lot with that. And
the things that she didn't say. Okay. You ever think about that in life?
There were times I can remember that I would just be so angry with my dad. I would come home and I would just say some really hurtful things.
I do remember being angry.
Yes, I was very angry. I was like, I wouldn't care if he got hit by a bus, really. And now that he's passed away, I do feel bad about those things at this point. But my mom would literally, she would just about take a switch to me. She was like, don't ever let me hear that come out of your mouth again. That is your daddy, and you do not say stuff like that. You need to be praying for him. That was what she always said. I never recall her saying one bad word about him, ever, to this day.
But do you think this, and I know I don't want to deal too far in it, but do you think there's a difference between her saying, don't say those things, and she didn't condone what he did?
She didn't.
And in life, I think we have all kinds of things that happen to us. That people, there's things that we run into that we don't really come against them for, but we don't approve the action. Does that make sense?
Exactly. And she didn't. She, of course, she did not condone what he did, but she just didn't want us to have any hard feelings toward him. And of course, in the later years, he and I did, we did smooth things over, and I believe he made everything right before he died.